So after emptying another bottle of Jack Daniels, it finally came to me.
I'm not gonna make it.
The solution to all of man's fucking problems. Turns out, the universe does not hate or love you. It's all you. You're hardwired, programmed by a couple million years of evolution to try to understand why, after years of watching Dr. Phil, a random TikTok algorithm decides you're into feet fetish. Suddenly it hits you. The only thing that's by design is the middle finger. The cosmos keeps flipping you from a distance. This realization made me feel like I just added 100 more IQ points. But goddamn nigga, it's not even my idea. And if it all sounds absurd, well, it's because it is. And that nigga is exactly what the ideology is called: absurdism. Enter Albert Camus, 1942. Nigga took one look at World War II as it was unfolding and then wrote a bestseller called The Myth of Sisyphus. You know Sisyphus was no sissy. Nigga was condemned to roll a boulder up a hill forever. Gets it almost to the top, rock rolls back down. He has to continue that process forever. Now you think the tragedy is the endless labor, but Camus says, nah, the real tragedy would be pretending the rock is ever going to stay up there. And that walk down fully aware is pointless in doing it anyway? That's absurdism, motherfucker. And since you know there's no better way to make sense of reality than fiction, let's take a look 10 movies that actually understand this nigga. Right, let's kick off with a film with one of the weirdest titles known to man. So this movie is about a batshit insane Air Force general who decides the commies are poisoning his precious bodily fluids. So he launches a nuke strike that can't be recalled. Cue Peter Sellers playing 3 different roles. A war room full of lunatics arguing about fallout shelters.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
And Slim Pickens riding an H-bomb like a rodeo cowboy yelling yeehaw all the way to Armageddon. Absurdism. This is Sisyphus with ICBMs. Every single character is 100% committed to their idiotic little mission to preserve bodily fluids, mine shaft survival ratios, mein Führer, I can walk, while the entire planet is about to be glassed because one paranoid lunatic dropped his marbles. The rock rolls down, humanity dies, and nobody even gets the joke. But here's what most fuckers get wrong about this movie. They call it Cold War satire or political nihilism. Bollocks. Satire wants you to fix the system. Nihilism wants you to shrug and walk away. Kubrick gives you both barrels of absurd revolt. Laugh your arse off while the mushroom clouds bloom because crime won't stop the blast wave. Now, if that was a little too tragic for you niggas, then you'll like the next movie better.
I bid you welcome.
Henry Spencer, a man with a haircut that looks like it lost a fight with a lawnmower, lives in a radiator hellscape, fathers a squealing mutant sperm baby that never stops crying, and eventually cuts it open with scissors while his own head gets turned into pencil erasers. Sweet dreams, kids. This is pure, uncut absurdism. Henry's entire existence is a pointless, grotesque loop of anxiety, guilt, and industrial noise. There's no lesson, no redemption, no explanation, just a man trapped in a nightmare that refuses to make sense. The Rock is literally the crying baby. Every time he thinks he's escaped, the crying starts again. Henry's quiet resignation at the final smile while his head explodes is Sisyphus finally going, "Fine, you win, but I'm still here, you bastard." Eraserhead seems to have a solid moral if you take enough mushrooms, but our next movie needs you to dive into an ocean full of cocaine for that. Listen, this dude just wants his rug back because it really tied the room together. Instead, he gets dragged into a kidnapping plot involving nihilists, kings, ferrets in bathtubs, and a toe that may or may not belong to a millionaire's wife.
That wasn't her toe, dude.
In the end, the rug is gone, a friend dies, and nothing is resolved. Nonetheless, the dude abides. Absurdism distilled into weed smoke and white Russians. Every character is chasing meaning, maybe money, reputation, or ideology, and the universe keeps dropping bowling balls on their heads. The nihilists literally believe in nothing, and the dude still beats them by simply refusing to give a shit in the most laid-back way possible. People call it stoner comedy or postmodern noir. Wrong. It's the happiest absurd hero ever filmed. A man who knows the game ignorantly. That's the revolt, nigga. That's the win. But now we're entering the golden age of what the actual fuck did I just watch? And what better movie to kick off with than The Truman Show? Truman Burbank's entire life is a 24/7 reality show. His wife's an actress, his best friend's reading cue cards, the sun is a studio light, and 1.7 billion people watch him take a shit while eating product placed cereal.
Alright, promise me one thing though. If I die before I reach the summit, you'll use me as an alternative source of food.
He finally realizes, sails into a painted sky, and walks out the door with a cheerful, "Good morning, in case I don't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night." Absurdism on a sound stage the size of a small country. Truman spent 30 years building a perfect little meaningful life, job, marriage, dreams, and it's all fake. The Rock is his daily routine. Every time he almost reaches the top, freedom, truth, the producers drop a storm, a traffic jam, or a fake dead dad to roll it back down. His final bow and exit isn't triumph, it's revolt. He knows the outside world might be just as meaningless, but he'd rather face the real void than the fake one. Fact is, in this movie, Truman doesn't find a higher truth, he just stops playing the game. And speaking of games, our next movie involves an absurd game. Nameless office drone can't sleep, invents Tyler Durden, a leather-clad anarchist who turns self-help groups into terrorist cells, blows up credit card buildings, and makes soap out of lipo-sucked arse fat. Turns out, Tyler is the drone's split personality. Cue the greatest plot twist since Luke, I am your dad's tax accountant. Absurdism in a basement full of broken noses. Modern life is a never-ending IKEA catalog of meaningless consumption. The real revolt is the narrator finally shooting himself in the face to kill Tyler, standing in a skyscraper watching buildings collapse, holding hands with Marla and saying, "You met me at a very strange time in my life." He doesn't win. He just stops pretending there's a victory condition. People call it Toxic Masculinity Manifesto or Anarchist Cookbook. Sweet Jesus, no. It's Sisyphus realizing the boulder is made of his own repressed rage and deciding to carry the bastard anyway with a smirk. And speaking of carrying, our next movie involves carrying a whole personality. A failed puppeteer finds a portal into John Malkovich's brain, starts a business charging $200 for 15 minutes of being a famous actor, then gets trapped in the next host's subconscious forever, while Malkovich himself becomes a meat puppet. I'm not making this up. Absurdism so pure it hurts. Identity, love, art, fame, every human craving gets shoved through a filthy hole on the 7.5 floor and comes out the other side as pointless as it went in. The Rock is desire itself. Every character keeps crawling back into the portal, thinking this time it'll mean something. The final shot, looking out through a little girl's eyes at a lesbian couple you can never have, is the most brutal, the boulder just rolled over your corpse moment in cinema. People call it weird indie comedy or postmodern identity puzzle. Wrong again. It's Camus laughing his arse off at the idea that swapping consciousnesses fixes anything. The void just gets better Wi-Fi. And trust me, the Wi-Fi is about to get better with the movies next. Now we're in the 2000s now, and computers are moving too fast, and we're all in the Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is?
Computer hacker Neo gets told his entire reality is a screensaver run by evil toasters, takes the red pill, learns to bend spoons with his mind, dodges bullets in slow-mo, and dies and comes back like budget Jesus. Cue leather trench coats and every 14-year-old on the internet thinking they're awake. Absurdism wearing sunglasses at night. The Matrix itself is the boulder. An endless loop of fake jobs, fake wars, fake steak that tastes good if you don't think about it. Neo's big liberation doesn't destroy the system. He just becomes a new glitch that keeps the cycle running. The final phone call where he promises to show people a world without rules and controls is pure absurd revolt. He knows it's still a prison, but he's gonna dance in the yard anyway. What people get wrong, they call it Gnostic Christianity, or trans allegory, or cool action flick. Nah, the revolt isn't escaping the Matrix, it's refusing to behave inside it. Now before we go into our next movie, do you love the Huckabees? This film is basically about a depressed environmental poet who hires two existential detectives to figure out why he keeps seeing the same tall African dude. They smash his face with a rubber ball to teach him everything is connected, while Dustin Hoffman and Lily Tomlin argue with Isabel Huppert about how everything is actually pure blank nothingness. Ends with the poet realizing both answers are horseshit, so he just decides to live anyway. This is absurdism as screwball comedy. The Rock is the human need to pick a side, meaning or nihilism. Every character keeps trying to force the universe into a tidy blanket theory, and the universe keeps farting in their face. The final acceptance isn't enlightenment, it's exhaustion. Fine, it's all bullshit and it's all beautiful, now pass the petroleum jelly. This is really the only mainstream American movie that literally puts Camus' three options on screen and then laughs at all three. Niggas, listen, it's a cold world out there. It's no continent for the young, but no country for old men. In that movie, Llewellyn Moss finds $2 million in drug money, gets hunted by Anton Chigurh, a walking haircut with a captive bolt pistol who decides life and death on a coin toss, and still ends up dead in a motel while the sheriff monologues about dreams of his dead dad.
If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule?
Money gone, killer walks away, life goes on like nothing happened. Absurdism so cold it'll freeze your bollocks off. Chigurh is the universe incarnate. No motive, no malice, just pure random chance with a stupid haircut. The coin flip isn't fate, it's the void reminding you it doesn't need a reason. Sheriff Bell's final speech about how he thought God would come into his life but never did. That's Camus' leap of faith option, getting laughed out of the room. People call it neo-Western nihilism, and that's just bullshit. Nihilism would cheer Chigurh on. This film just watches him walk away and shrugs. The revolt is Bell retiring to his dreams, still confused, still alive, still pushing the rock. Now finally we got ourselves a film with a location. This is about a theater director named Caden Kotar who gets a MacArthur grant and decides to build a life-size replica of New York inside a warehouse to stage his own life. Decades pass. Actors play actors playing actors. The set gets bigger than the city. Everyone dies and Caden finally sits in the ruins while someone whispers directions in his ear. Fade to white. This is the boulder eating the boulder. Every fucking human attempt to capture meaning, be it art, love, legacy, whatever, it just becomes another layer of pointless replication. Time collapses, Identity dissolves and the final line, die, is the universe finally cashing the check. Yet Caden keeps directing right up to the end. People call it postmodern or depressing genius. It's the purest absurdism ever filmed. The revolt isn't winning. It's continuing to build the pointless thing even while it buries you alive. And there you have it, dear deplorables, 40-odd years of filmmaking, and every single one of them staring straight down the barrel of the same punchline. There is no punchline. The credits roll one day on your own little show, and nobody asked for, and the only thing waiting in the lobby is silence. A half-eaten hot dog and a boulder with your name on it. No meaning, no moral, no blooper reel. Just you, The Rock, and whatever song you decide to whistle while you trudge back down the hill for the 10 millionth time. These films aren't here to comfort you. They're here to rub your face in a joke and then hand you a cigarette. Dr. Strangelove laughs while the bombs fall. The dude abides while his friend's ashes get blown into his face. Truman walks out the door into whatever fresh hell is waiting outside the dome. Tyler watches the buildings collapse and calls it a beautiful day. Caden Kotar keeps building his pointless city until the city builds him right back and buries him in it. That's the trick, see? The revolt isn't winning. It's refusing to stop playing the game on the universe's terms. It's knowing the rock will always roll back down and still putting your shoulder to it anyway. Because fuck you, that's why. So go outside tomorrow. Get dumped, get promoted, get cancer, get laid, get ghosted, get a parking ticket, whatever random bullshit the cosmos decides to drop on your head next. Look up at that big empty sky, flip at the bird with both hands, and laugh like the magnificent, doomed, beautiful bastard you are. Now fuck off home, you glorious lunatics. I've got a boulder to catch, and the bar is closing. Cheers. Yo, that's game for your brain. Now let it breathe, dropping gems every time. You best believe. Hit that sub, don't leave it on scene. Stay woke, stay wise, keep your mind clean.